Hi everybody, I'm Ron Cantor and this is Your Israel Connection, a weekly prophetic and maybe a little bit humorous look at the news coming out of Israel. Your Israel Connection is co-sponsored by Tikkun Global, which is a worldwide messianic family of leaders, ministries, and congregations, and it's also sponsored by our ministry here in Tel Aviv, Messiah's Mandate. Now, let's get to the news. But before we do, can I get you to like this broadcast if you're watching on Facebook? Can you share it with your friends? That would be awesome. And you know what? If you share it with 10 people, Bill Gates is going to send you $5,000. No, he's not. That's a hoax. But I will be happy if you do that. So share it with 10 people or 20 people or 100 people. That'd be great. So, to the news. I am so excited to share this story with you because about a year ago, we were filming for Out of Zion, which is a TV show that I do for God TV. And we interviewed these folks at a place called Shalva, which is a center for special needs children. It's really amazing. One of our co-workers, her son is actually in the program there, and they're amazing people. When I met the son of the director and the founder, who is a religious Orthodox Jew, I was blown away because he's deaf and he's blind. You understand? That means he has no connection with the outside world since he was born. And every day a man sits with him and they read the newspaper together. He knows what's going on in Israel. Now, how does he do that? He can't hear and he can't see. The man writes in Hebrew as he's reading the news to him. So he's going through the news and he's writing, and you can see on the face of this young man that he's smiling, he's getting it. It was I had a conversation with him like that. It was just amazing. Okay, so why am I talking about this? Because there's a show in Israel. It's called The Next Star, HaKochav Haba. And have you heard of Eurovision? If you're in America, you probably haven't. But in Israel, not just in Israel, all over Europe, it is all the rage. It's this incredibly cheesy but really popular music competition from countries all over Europe, including Israel. In fact, we won it last year. Tiny little Israel. And what's amazing about that is they have to vote. And everybody hates us, and yet somehow we won it a bunch of times. Anyways, because we won it last time, we get to host it here in Tel Aviv, which I'm not really looking forward to. It means it's going to be really crowded. But so we're watching, my wife and I were watching this program, the singing competition. It's like a reality series, like American Idol. And there's this band, and they're called Shalva, and they're from Shalva, and they are amazing. They have taken the Israel by storm. I mean, everybody's watching their performance, just crying. I mean, it's really powerful. The two lead singers are completely blind. And one of the drummers is Down syndrome, and he's incredibly talented. And you just, I'm going to put a link in the show notes that you can go and watch one of their performances. But they're really, really good. And they've made it all the way to either the finals or the quarterfinals, which is this Saturday night. So it's really cool that we know these people, we've interviewed them, and now the whole country knows who they are. You know, when you support Messiah's Mandate, you're not only supporting our congregation right here in Tel Aviv, Tiferet Yeshua, but you're also helping us to feed Tel Aviv. One of the things that we do through our dear co-worker Modi Cohen is prepare 400 meals a month that are delivered each week to soup kitchens all over Tel Aviv. I want to encourage you to partner with us. Go to standwithmmi.org and make your pledge. Become a part of the answer here in Tel Aviv. You're blessing Tiferet Yeshua. You're helping us to raise up leaders to share the good news of Yeshua here in Israel and also to feed those who are in need. Just go to standwithmmi.org and partner with us. Okay, I want to talk about Benny Gantz. He is a former chief of staff. That means he led the whole army, and he wants to be prime minister. April 9th, new elections, and right now, Bibi Netanyahu is in a little bit of trouble. I mean, he's still clearly leading in the polls, but he might be indicted on corruption charges. We'll know probably in the next 30 days, and it looks like he will be. And if he is, that means that who knows what's going to happen. But Benny Gantz wants to be the prime minister, and he wants to lead from the center. He's looking to unite people in a center. He's got his own party now. And last night, after weeks of silence, he finally gave his first speech. Here's what's amazing, is he was number 2 in the polls without actually telling people what he would do. Just on name recognition, because he's tall, he's stoic, he's a military man, and he's got a pretty good reputation. And he is preaching security, but without saying really anything at all. He made it to number 2 until last night when he gave his first speech. And I got to be honest with you, it's almost Messiah-like. You know, if you believe Benny Gantz, he's going to fix everything. And for Israelis, you know what? I have to say, Benjamin Netanyahu, and everyone gives him credit for this, he's done an amazing job keeping us safe from external factors, meaning Iran or Hamas or Hezbollah. But internally, things are difficult. It's almost impossible to buy a home. The prices on food is going up for no reason, and people are concerned. But Benny Gantz, he is coming to say today, reading from the Times of Israel, it says that during his speech, he went on to set out a frankly impossible array of issues that he would resolve. Tensions would be obliterated. Just about everything Israelis find bleak today would be altogether rosier tomorrow. He indicated he'd fix the health service. And that would be great, because right now in my own family, I'm not going to go into it right now, that we've got a health issue. And because of our horrible socialized medical bureaucracy, we can't get what we need right now. All right, but Benny's going to fix it. Benny is going to fix that. And he's going to fix the housing crisis. He's going to reach out to the ultra-Orthodox, to the Arabs, and to the Druze. He's going to rebuild relations with the diaspora. That's Jewish people outside of Israel. Reduce the cost of living. Improve education. Grant full rights to the gay community. Resolve disputes over Shabbat observance. Ensure that the burden of national service is shared fairly. He's going to smash the glass ceiling, keeping women from full equality. Listen, I live in Tel Aviv. There's a lot of equality. You know, if anything, I'm a little concerned about me. But anyways, what else is he going to do? Oh, and on rehabilitation lists that would test the capabilities, I didn't say this, the Times of Israel said it, of the Messiah. Benny, really? Are you going to do it? Listen, let me just say this. Anybody can give a good speech. Well, not anybody, but I'm an orator. Easy for me to say, the orator. I talk for a living, right? So anybody can read a speech. I can get up in front of a bunch of people and say, I'm going to fix this, I'm going to fix that, I'm going to improve this, and you're going to like me, and you're like me, and everyone who hates each other, once I'm prime minister, they're going to love each other. I can be convincing. It's easy to say, Benny. It's hard to do. It's really hard to do. But you know what? Israelis might give Benny Gantz a chance. I don't know. We'll find out on April 9th when the elections are held. Friends, I just want to mention a couple things. Number one, Your Israel Connection is sponsored by Tikkun Global. I want you to go to tikkun.tv, and when you sign up for our newsletter, you're going to get a free book by me, and you are going to get tons of great articles from some of our leaders all over the country here in Israel. Just go to tikkun.tv and sign up right now.
Yeshua Chai is a TV channel that broadcasts 24/7 on the internet. The vision of Yeshua Chai is to share the good news with all Israel, to reach all Israel, that everyone in Israel will know about Yeshua the Messiah. Yeshua Chai broadcasting different programs that in Hebrew, everything is in Hebrew, and we broadcasting the materials that have been produced here in the land by other believers, together with our own production. Before I became a believer, I wanted to watch something on the internet about Yeshua, and there was nothing but the film of Jesus. Only since 2011, they start to produce Hebrew materials, evangelistic Hebrew materials, and now we can reach all Israel, all the Hebrew language speaker in their native tongue. Israelis are curious to know what is written in the New Testament, but they are afraid. They don't know what is written there, and they want to know, but they are afraid that being exposed by others. And by this TV channel, Yeshua Chai, it's able them to, in private way, enter into the website and to ask the New Testament and to read it by themselves. The way that we are reaching people and make contact with them is that we suggest the New Testament in Hebrew and other books that they can order from us freely. And there is a way to receive prayer from us. And people writing to us, they asking for prayers, asking for the books. We contact them on email that, hey, we prayed for you and we have a kind of a verse for you. Many people, I can say now 5, 6 people, made a contact with the pastors here in Israel through us and became believers. And we invest in the first post of Facebook. If we will put $50, it will reach 10,000 people. If we will invest $100, it will make impact much more stronger, even more than double. We want to share the good news with all Israel, to bring the gospel to all Israel in the internet TV channel 24/7, that all Israel will be saved.
Okay, in other news, in Malaysia, they were supposed to be hosting the World Para Swimming Championships. These are amazing, courageous young men and women who have suffered great tragedy, and yet they're going on by becoming athletes, by participating, and yet the president of Malaysia will not let Israeli para-athletes into his country. The International Paralympic Committee has decided to move the games. They said all world championships must be open to all eligible athletes and nations to compete safely and free from discrimination. When a host country excludes athletes from a particular nation for political reasons, then we absolutely have no alternative but to look for a new championship host. Now, anti-Semitism is not new to the president of Malaysia. Just recently, he talked about all of the horrible things that Israelis do around the world, and he talked about the fact that Jews have hooked noses. I don't know what that has to do with anything. I don't even know if we have hooked noses or not. But the fact of the matter is that I have to, my hat is off to the Paralympic Committee, that they actually had the courage to stand up to this president and move it from one nation to another. We're seeing this more and more. While judo matches, Iran will not shake hands with the Israeli athlete, or Egypt's judo athlete will not shake hands with the Israeli athletes, or this country won't let it in. Yet we've seen some openness where recently, where was it, in Dubai. They welcomed Israeli competitors recently at a judo competition and at a gymnastics competition as well. So things are changing on the one hand, and yet they're really anti-Semitic on the other hand. Hey, guess what? We've got just a few places left. I am amazed at how our Israel tour has filled up. It is May 29th through June 8th, and it's going to blow your mind. I absolutely love taking people around this country. We have so much fun. You're going to laugh. You're going to cry. You're going to learn so much. We've got an awesome tour guide who they study for 2 years on site. I mean, they're amazing. And I'm going to share with you as well, teach on the Jewish roots of the faith. My wife is going to share stories about growing up here. You're going to meet other colorful characters that are part of our everyday life here in Israel. I want to invite you to go to uptozion.net, watch the video, read the itinerary. Again, I think we're down to about 8 spots left. So go there now, uptozion.net. I can't wait to see you right here in Tel Aviv in May. Okay, so the other day, Hamas's Hassan Nasrallah, he is a uber terrorist. He is a really evil human being, and he leads Hezbollah. And if you watch this program, you know that Israel has found and destroyed 6 Hezbollah's tunnels in the past few weeks, and he has finally responded. he has responded. And here is what he said. Just be careful because it's very scary. Here we go. The Israelis discovered a number of tunnels after many years, and it's not a surprise. The surprise is that these tunnels, well, that it took them so much time to find them. The uncovering of the tunnels does not affect us by even, I'm fixing his English, but it does not affect what our plans are by even 10% to take over the Galilee if we decide to do it. They're deciding right now whether or not they want to take over the Galilee or not. I wonder what they're going to decide. Anyways, if we decide to do it, even though they've destroyed all the tunnels, we can rebuild it. What he's trying to say is this: it's not a big deal that Israel found and destroyed the tunnels because we have so many other plans. We've got other plans. In fact, they're going to use pole vaulters. Instead of tunnels, they're going to do pole vaulters. They're going to pole vault into it. They've got so many. Let me explain something to you, friends, about the Middle East. Rhetoric is king. And he's got a spin right now. Right now, he's got egg on his face because we found and destroyed this tunnel. So what you do if you're in the Middle East, friends, just read history. What you do if you are a tyrannical, terrorist, crazy leader and something bad happens to you, you go on TV and you rant. In fact, just a few days ago, I heard from the Assistant General of the Republican Guards in Iran, not to be confused with the Republicans in America. These are different type of Republicans. Republican Guard in Iran, that they're coming after Israel. They're going to destroy Israel. They're going to wipe Israel off. You know why they're so upset? Because we have destroyed their entire capabilities in Syria to have bases there from which they would attack Israel. So again, when these things happen, you don't admit defeat. You don't go on TV and go, you know what? Israel really destroyed us this time. Good job, Israel. You know, good for you. No, you don't do that. You use rhetoric. You try and scare. That's what terrorism is, by the way. It's meant to instill fear. And so Nasrallah has gone on TV and he's given this speech and he said, it's not even going to affect by 10%, he said. And you see, that's just not true. And they won't be rebuilt. And they're saying that they have more tunnels, and the IDF has conclusively found out that no, they don't have any more tunnels. So it will be a good day when Nasrallah is gone. And it's very sad, not for Israel, but for the people of Lebanon, because they control now a good portion of Lebanon's parliament. It's really horrible what's happened to the people of Lebanon. But make no mistake, Israel's capabilities is far greater than that of Hezbollah. Okay, we don't have a lot of time left. I just want to share with you what's happening in Brazil. Did you know that there was this massive dam collapse, and Israel sent over an emergency team to help them? I think something like 60 people have died, 300 are missing, and we've got teams on the ground in Brazil helping them. There are actually some folks in countries that aren't really helping Brazil that are saying that the only reason that Israel is doing this, helping Brazil, or when we've helped dozens of other countries in the past, is to take the focus off of what we're doing to the Palestinians. Friends, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is not going away. The only reason we go to places like Brazil, to Haiti, my doctor, my family doctor actually was in Haiti after the earthquake helping people. The reason we do that is because that is really what our country is all about. That is what we do. We're not a perfect country, but I will tell you this. If you have a crisis, if you are in immediate need, Israelis will be the first to help you. Okay, friends, that is another edition of Your Israel Connection. So glad you were with us. Like, share, please, right now, and go to tikkun.tv. Sign up for our newsletter. Also visit messiahsmandate.org. We thank you so much. We bless you from Tel Aviv. Bye-bye.